Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. We close in on the 19th anniversary of this show come second Saturday in August. 19 years on the show, and we're almost at show number 500. That's a lot of radio over the years. That's a lot of talk. That's a lot of welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray and things. But we appreciate all you listeners out there in Brownsville, Tennessee on 1520 AM and 95.3 FM. Jackson, Tennessee. What's the name of that station, Bill, in Jackson?
101.5.
101.5, and that's where Bill's up at there. Bill Cooksey is one of our co-hosts, and, of course, right here at ESPN 790 in Memphis, Tennessee. And looking forward to talking to the next man. Ron Wong was able to secure this guy, and I don't have to say much about him. Just lead him on in there because he's part of the Lewis family, has been, and part of the Strike King family forever. And I can remember, that tell you how old I am, I can remember his rookie season, and he was in diapers when he was fishing back then, I think. So, but out of Kalamazoo, Michigan, Kevin VanDam. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Larry.
Great to have you on here, buddy. It seems like time flies when you're having fun, and we wanted to get you on as Ron was able to secure you to talk for a few minutes because 23 rods. I mean, that's. For Lewis, why 23? Talk about that because most people say I can't get up with 5 rods.
Well, the big thing when Lewis said, "Hey, Kevin, we want to do a signature series. We want it to be a complete line."
It's complete with 23. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so we take his stuff pretty serious,
Yes.
And I wanted to do it at a great value for the consumer too. I think
yes.
The market has really gone the wrong way in recent years, and prices have gone. You pay more and more for rods and reels, and I think you can get some real quality stuff and do it at a value. So we worked real hard on developing the actions. We've got 3 different really series within that make up those 23 different models of rods. There's actually 7 graphite spinning. There's 6 composite casting that are a blend of graphite and glass, which are made for crankbaits and bladed jigs and things like that. And then we got 10 graphite bait casting models that are, all the graphite ones are IM8 graphite, so they're real sensitive. But I really focused on the actions and the tapers to make them for the techniques that I fish. So, I've got what I really like in a jerkbait rod, and for skipping jigs on docks, and for flipping, and again for square bills to 6XDs to finesse fishing with a drop shot for smallmouth. So that's why we got 23, is because we really got a great mix to cover top to bottom all the techniques, all the different styles, the way that I like to fish, and I really scrutinize these and. Real fussy on getting the exact handle length and the actions and the tapers and things like that to make them. And they're $100 a piece is all too. So they're a lot
that's
less.
Amazing.
That's
really anything comparable.
And that's and one thing about this, Kev, did you start out with a number and say this is how many we're going to, or did that just like when you're writing a book, you never know how many chapters you might have? So talk about putting this package together that you wanted?
Well, actually, we started with we ended up with about 30.
Okay.
And I had some that were pretty darn close together, so we just narrowed it down. Just because, at some point, if they're so similar,
right?
It just didn't really make sense to add them into the line to do, but. It was hard for me to cut it to 23. I really would have liked to add it a couple more.
Ooh,
and I do have a couple more that we built that, we'll add them next year. They're very, very specialized rods, but for the most part, there's something for just about anybody, for anybody in the country, for any fishing style.
It is,
that you can, and that's what I'm competing on tour with, so these are high quality rods. Don't let the price fool you.
Yeah, we've talked about that. Ron,
Kevin, I was talking to Bob Brown the other day, the development guy there at Lou's, and he was just tickled to death to have the opportunity to work with you to get all of these new things. He said to me that you've now become the most favorite person pro he's ever worked with.
I think he said that on the radio.
Developing stuff, and and he said that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, on the show here a couple of weeks ago.
And
yeah.
Kevin, your reel is going to be phenomenal too for the price. Talk to our listeners about the reel you're coming out with.
Yeah, so we did a matching spinning reel and a bait cast reel for them. The bait cast reels, they come in both right and left-handed because there's, you got to have, if you're right-handed, you got to have a, right, and if you're left, you want a lefty. And we just did 3 different gear ratios. Lou's makes a ton of great bait cast reels. So I kind of picked a proven platform. We changed the reel up a little bit in that I wanted these to be super durable but be a great value. So we put some extra heavy-duty gears in it to make them really last a long time. It did add a little more weight to them. I mean, we've got lighter reels out there, but these are smooth and they're tough. We've got a 6 2-to-1 gear ratio, which is my perfect gear ratio, I think, for cranking. It brings in 25 inches of line per crank.
Wow.
We've got a 7 5-to-1, which is 31 inches per crank. That's kind of your standard all-around do it all. And then we've got a real high speed, an 8 3-to-1, which is 35 inches per turn. That's for like flipping and pitching and top waters and, any fast moving presentations. So we've got 3 different gear ratios, both right and left hander in the bait caster. And those are $139.99. They're 10 ball bearing reels. They're just, we didn't sacrifice anything. They're super smooth. They're super durable. They cast fantastic, and they're a real good price. And we did the same in the spinning. We've got 3 different models, a 200, a 300, and a 400 series for different line capacities. And, they're 6 2-to-1 gear ratios, and they're $89. So it's a really good, high-quality reel at a great value.
Oh, man.
So and they really are built to match up to the rod series that we built.
You already won me with the spinning thing. That's up my line, as Ron Wong would know, so to speak. No pun intended. Around with that. Again, we're talking to Kevin VanDam. He has come out with a new series of rods and the reels from our good folks at Lou's. And I know, Kevin, you kept putting in there the durability, and that's important. A lot of folks say, well, man, I got to buy a new reel every other year. I mean, you got these things so it's almost foolproof unless you run over with your truck, which I have known people to do that before. But the rod was attached too. That was the bad thing. I won't tell that. But
Lou's makes a ton of great reels at all different price points. I would tell you that they make the best $100 reel
yes, they do.
out there in the marketplace.
Yeah.
For what you get. I wanted to kind of build on that a little bit more. And again, just like you said, I think people deserve more. They should get, everybody works hard for their money, and you should get something that's going to hold up. And that's what I challenged when I talked to Bob Brown about the rods. I said the same thing. I said, Bob, I want these to be high quality. I don't want people to have problems with them. I don't want them to break. I want them to be sensitive, and these actions got to be, the actions that I want to compete with. So him and I really hit it off. And he is a great engineer and knows how to build rods, but he just didn't know what I was looking for. So he did a great job of getting the actions right. I mean, it took no more than 3 tries on any one model to get it to the finalized version with Bob. And the same thing with engineers on the reels. I said, guys, we are not going to sacrifice durability on these reels. I want something that's going to hold up and going to last, and that I'm going to be proud to put my name on. I don't want people calling me and saying, "Hey, your reel isn't smooth or it broke or anything like that." That's not what I do. I've worked hard to build the reputation that I have, and I'm really, really proud of the quality of these rods and reels.
Well, I think that from the quality of them, are they out now? I mean, are they on the market now? Are they close?
We introduced them at our virtual ICAST.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Before. They are not at retail right yet, but they are real soon. So the scheduled date before all this COVID stuff hit was October 15th to be.
Okay.
But actually, we tried to move things up as so many people got out and fished during this pandemic and stuff like that.
Yes.
So you're going to start seeing them really any time. Really in probably mid-August. Certain ones will, as soon as the factory get some production built, we'll start getting some out there. But really, it's probably going to be in September or so before we really start seeing them all.
Well, folks start looking for them. Kevin, I know that all of us we got a couple of minutes here. Talk about in these closing minutes what's been like in the VanDam family during the pandemic, and how have you been biting the bullet to compete and things along this line? What have you been doing when things were kind of nowhere to go?
Well, you're right. It's been a challenging time for everybody, but there's been a silver lining in the fact that I've never got to spend much time home during the spring of the year.
That's right.
I've got to spend more time with my boys. I got to do a lot of fishing with them.
Great.
While we were quarantining together and things like that. And I think a lot of people realize just how fast-paced their life was and how they'd taken things for granted. And so many people turn to the outdoors as their safe place and their way to kind of get away from everything and enjoy not only themselves but time with their family again. So the fishing industry has been a real benefactor for that. I mean, there's license sales are up like some 30% nationally.
We were just talking to James Hall all about that. He was filling us in. It's just amazing. And Ron had mentioned that. Bill Cooks had mentioned the same thing. So it's been a blessing in disguise in other ways. Nobody wants to see anybody get sick or die or anything like that. But it's made a lot of people realize what's really important, and fishing has been a real benefactor in the outdoors as a whole. Well, you have been, Kevin. Thank you for your career, and you're always willing to step up and be a spokesman, because I know you know where you came from, and to be where you are now, it's pretty successful for you, and you've still been that same person. I think since we've been on this show 19 years. You're one of those main guys. Thank you for taking time to be with us on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and nothing but success. What else can you say? And folks, look for those rods and reels coming out from Lew's. And Ron, you will say that they can go to Lew's.com, right, Ron? And
that's right.
Keep up with all that. And you can go to Kevin's website. Great information on that too. Kevin VanDam, thank you. Have a great day, buddy. Okay.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's take a break. And we're going from Kevin VanDam to the Hook Man. All right, be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.